Okay, so welcome to Warren's Team Talk. And please make sure, please make sure, if you want to help the channel and help me to grow the channel, please make sure that you press that like button, the thumbs up button on the video. It's on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. Also, make sure you share it around with anyone, as many people as you possibly can. That would be fantastic. And also, please make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon. The bell icon will make sure that you get notified anytime I upload a new video so that you don't miss anything. And the subscribe means that you just make sure that you, again, another way to make sure you don't miss any of the videos that I put up. And also, guys, it's completely free of charge. You don't have to pay for this. By subscribing, it doesn't mean you've got to pay a subscription fee or anything like that. That's not how it works. So yeah, please do that for me. It will really help me to grow this channel and put out some more marvelous content for you all. Anyway, I hope you're okay and I hope you enjoy the video. Right, okay everyone, welcome back to Warren's Team Talk and thank you very much for coming and joining me. And today what we've got is we've got a new series for you. Some of you may remember a while ago I did a series called England's Most Successful Football Club. Now I'm turning my attentions to north of the border. I'm going to look at who Scotland's most successful football club is. It's basically what we're going to do. We're going to go through every single club that's had any success. So in order for them to be considered in this, they need to have either come in either first to fourth positions in one of the four tiers of Scottish football, Scottish League football, or they need to have won the Scottish FA Cup, the Scottish League Cup, or the Scottish Trophy tournament. So yeah, I hope that's going to be interesting for you, and should be some great stories along the way, I'm sure. So let's see how we go. So today we're going to look at a number of clubs, but before I do that, let me explain to you how the point system works, and it works very similar to the one that the English one did. So we're gonna for the tier 1 of Scottish football, if you finish first, you get 180 points. Finishing second, you get 165 points. Finishing third, you get 150 points. And fourth, you get 140 points. Let's quickly turn to the cup tournament. So the domestic cup tournaments, for being the Scottish Cup winner, you get 150 points. For being Scottish Cup runners-up, you get 130 points. For being the League Cup winner, you get 110 points. And then you get 95 points for being the Scottish League Cup runner-up. And then the Scottish Challenge Trophy, which is the third trophy that you can get, domestic trophy that you can get points for in this series. You get 35 points for winning that. And then you get 30 points for being the runner-up. So moving back to the domestic league tournament. So tier 2, for being champions of tier 2, you get 75 points. You get 65 points for being runners-up. You get 60 points for finishing third and 55 points for finishing fourth. And then for tier 3, for being champions, you get 45 points for that one. You get 35 points for being runners-up, and you get 30 points for coming third, and you get 25 points for finishing fourth. Also, for sides in tier 4, champions of tier 4 competition will get 15 points there. And the runners-up will get 10 points. Third place team will get 5 points, and the fourth place team will get 2. Now, moving on to the European competition. Now, for that, there's been over the years, there's been a number of European club tournaments, and if you win or are runners-up in most of those tournaments, you will get points for this this competition. So for the European Cup Winners' Cup, you get 160 points for having won that. And if you were runners-up, you get 150 points. So the European Cup Winners' Cup, for those of you who don't know, was a European club football competition that used to run. And it was contested by all the teams that had won their domestic cups the season before. So, yeah, it produced some great ties and some great moments, to be quite frank. UEFA Cup winners, which incorporates the UEFA Cup, as it was known, the Intercity Fairs Cup, and which was its predecessor, and now its current incumbent, which is the Europa League. So for winning that tournament, you get 180 points. And for being runners-up in that tournament, you get 170 points. Now, for the Intercontinental Cup winner, now, the Intercontinental Cup was a tournament that used as a one-off game played between the winners of the European Cup, Champions League, and the South American champions. So the winners of the, what do they call that tournament in South America? Well, I can't remember. Anyway, so if it comes to me, I'll mention it. But it's the winners of the South American version of the Champions League. So there's that. And now that has been replaced by the World Club Cup. And that is contested by all the different worldwide confederations, club champions. So the European champions, the Asian champions, the African club champions, the South American club champions, and so forth. So to win, if you win the World Club Cup, you get 200 points. And then if you're runners-up, you get 190 points. The reason that the Intercontinental Cup runners-up don't get points is because the only thing that they need to do in order to qualify for that is to be winners of their either the European Cup or the South American version of the European Cup Champions League. So they don't actually have to go through a tournament. Whereas the World Club Cup, you have to go through a tournament. There's about 6 clubs who contest that tournament. So yeah, I don't really see the value in giving teams points for something that, if they've been runners up, which they haven't actually yet to go through a tournament to get there. So similarly, it's the same situation with the European Super Cup. The European Super Cup is contested by the Champions League winners and the Europa League winners at the moment. And previously, it was contested by the European Cup winners and the European Cup winners. So again, you wouldn't have had to go through a tournament to get to that fixture, and so hence why there's only points available for the European Super Cup winner, which the winner of that gets 195 points. The World Cup winner gets 200 points, and the World Club Cup runners-up get 190 points. And then finally, the Champions League European Cup winner gets 240 points, and the Champions League European Cup runners-up get 210 points. So I hope that all makes sense, and that's all clear. I'm going to post these points on the Warren's Team Talk Facebook page, so you can all see that at your leisure, as well as obviously being in this video. So I hope that all makes sense. And yeah, let's move on. So today we're going to be, the first team that we're going to look at is the team called Annan Athletic. Now, Annan Athletic are based in the south west of Scotland, just over the border. You can see them there on the map. I've going to try and place a geographical location for all of you that aren't familiar with Scottish football or the geography of Scotland. Then you'll be able to see where these clubs ply their trade geographically. So that's Annan Athletic. Now, they managed to accumulate 19 points in this competition, and bless them, they finished bottom of the Warren's Team Talk Scotland's most successful club table, finishing in 82nd position. They were formed in 1942, so relatively recently compared with some of the other clubs in this. And in 2008, Annan successfully applied to join the Scottish Football League. And they're also known as the Black and Golds or the Galabankies. Their first league match was a 4-1 win over Cowdenbeath in the 2008-2009 season. And they've, in the time that they've been in the Scottish Football League, they've been runners-up in Tier 4 in 2013-14. They've been third in Tier 4 in 2016-17, and they finished fourth in the 2010-11 season and 2018-19 season. So they haven't done bad in recent years, so fair play to them. So the best ever season so far in the Scottish Football League came in the 2013-14 season, when they finished second behind Peterhead in Tier 2 of Scottish League, which was Scottish League 2. And they finished some 13 points behind Peterhead to finish second. So that was quite a good performance. Yeah, so yeah, that was their most successful season so far. As a consequence of that, they went into the League One playoffs at the end of the 2013-14 season, which was a tournament similar to the playoffs in England to determine who would be playing in League One the following season between the sides who finished in the top of League Two and one team as well, I believe, from the bottom of League One. So the first semi-final, Clyde lost 7-6 on penalties against East Fife after the aggregate scores after two legs finished 2-2. And then in the other semi-final, Stirling Albion beat Annan Athletic 8-4 on aggregate to reach the final. And in the final, East Fife lost 3-2 to Stirling Albion. So congratulations to Stirling Albion, who were then granted a place in Scottish League One for the following season. So, and this is a team group picture of the Annan Athletic Football Club, of the team that finished as runners-up in Tier 4 in the 2013-14 season. And the next team that we're going to cast an eye over is Elgin City. Now, Elgin City are like right up in the northeast of Scotland. You can see them there. They're sort of sitting on the coast. I've been there on holiday. Very nice place, Elgin, as far as I'm concerned. I really liked it. Nice place to have a bit of a holiday. If you fancy going somewhere nice, I can recommend it thoroughly. And then, so let's look at Elgin's club history. Now, they managed to get 22 points in this Warren's Team Talk, Scotland's most successful football club. and they finished in 81st position. They were formed in 1893, and they're also known as City or the Black and Whites. Elgin City were formed on the 10th of August 1893, when two Elgin side, Rovers and Vale of Lossey, merged together. And the club was granted league status in year 2000, when the SPL was expanded to 12 clubs, meaning that 2 places had to be filled with new clubs. So they managed to get their chance in the Scottish Football League in the year 2000. Now, in their time in the Scottish Football League, they've since the year 2000, they were runners-up in Tier 4 in 2015-16. And by the way, that's the Tier 4 trophy that you can see there. And they finished 3rd in the 2019-20 season, and also in the 2020-21 season. And they also finished 4th in the 2011-12 season. So, and this is the league table for the 2015-16 season, when they finished runners-up to East Fife in Scottish League 2. And they finished 3 points behind East Fife, who were champions that year. So it was quite a tight contest by the looks of it. There wasn't that much in it. So, yeah, they did really, really well. And they finished 2 points ahead of Clyde and 3 points behind Queen's Park and Annan Athletic. So, yeah, they've done well. And then, as a consequence of them finishing as runners-up, and they managed to gain entry to the League One playoffs, which we talked about when we looked at Annan Athletic. And in that tournament, they lost 5-1 on aggregate to Clyde over 2 legs. The first leg, they lost 3-1 to Clyde, and then the second leg, they lost 2-0. So it's quite an emphatic defeat, really, to be fair. In the other semi-final, Queen's Park beat Cowdenbeath by 2-1. And then in the playoff final, Queen's Park beat Clyde by 3-2 on aggregate. So there you have it, folks. Queen's Park finally won the right to play in League One for the 2016-17 season. But Elgin City did very well to get to the semi-finals, although they did suffer quite an emphatic defeat, unfortunately, against Clyde. So, yeah, and there you go. There's some action from them playing in the 2015-16 season. I don't know who that chap is that's playing for Elgin City, but Elgin City are the team in the black and white striped shirts. So if anyone knows who that chap is, please put it in the comments section of the video. So yeah, that's Elgin City. I did try to find a team group picture for them for that season, but I was unable to find one, unfortunately. But yeah, so I just thought I'd throw in a picture of them playing. So I hope you enjoy that. So the next team we're going to look at is Edinburgh City. Now, Edinburgh City, obviously, they're based in the city of Edinburgh, which is there. You can see it. It's on the east coast of Scotland. So it's capital city of the country as well. Now, their club history, let's have a look at that. So they, in Warren's Team Talk, Scotland's most successful club, most successful football club, they managed to get 25 points, and they finished equal 76th. And they were formed firstly in 1928, and then reappeared again in 1986. Now, I'm going to explain that to you all in a second. I know that sounds a bit mad, but that's exactly what happened. Now, the original Edinburgh City were founded, as I said, in 1928, and then the club ceased activity completely in 1955. However, a club called Postal United was founded in 1966, and in 1986, the Edinburgh City Football Club Limited, which had continued trading as a social club since the football club stopped playing, gave their approval for Postal United to use the Edinburgh City name. Edinburgh City then became the first non-league club to win promotion to the Scottish Professional Football League for the start of the 2016-17 season. And in the honours of the club, since they came back into the Scottish Football League, in 2019-20 season and the 2020-21 season, they finished runners-up in Tier 4, and then in the 2018-19 season, they finished third in Tier 4. So, yeah, so as you can see, this is the league table for the 2019-20 season, when, because of the COVID pandemic, the season was ended prematurely, and the league table was decided on a points per game basis. And Edinburgh City, as a consequence, finished behind Cove Rangers, who were healthily 7 points clear of Edinburgh City at that point, although Edinburgh City did have a game in hand, but even so, it was quite some distance. So, and Edinburgh City finished 12 points at that point ahead of Elgin City, and also had a game in hand on Elgin. So yeah, they comfortably finished second, and Cove Rangers were comfortably ahead in the title race. So yeah, I think probably that's a fair outcome after what had happened with the pandemic, but there you go. And then the following year, last season, in the 2021 season, they finished runners-up again, this time by 16 points to Queen's Park. So again, that was quite some distance to be behind, but they finished also equal on points that season with Elgin City, who finished in third place, and Stranraer, who ended up finishing fourth. But they had superior goal difference to both Elgin and Stranraer. So, and notably as well, Elgin finished ahead of Stranraer, presumably, I'm assuming, by virtue of the fact that Elgin had scored more goals than Stranraer. So there you have it, people. And so that was Edinburgh City. And let's move on now and look at Falkirk A F.C. Now, the A, for those of you who don't know, in Scottish football for a while, the different sides, reserve teams were allowed to compete in the Scottish football pyramid. And this is what Falkirk, this team we're looking at now, was Falkirk's reserve team, and the Falkirk AFC obviously share facilities with the main side, and that shows you the location of Falkirk's FC geographically on the map of Scotland. So their club history. So in Scotland's most successful football club, again, they accumulated 25 points, and again, they finished 76th equal. And Falkirk A, or the reserve team, they competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 50s, when the reserve teams were given the opportunity to compete in the the third tier of Scottish football. So their honours, they finished fourth in third tier of Scottish football, the Southwest section, in the 1949-50 season. And I have to say it was quite difficult finding out any records for this period, which I found a bit surprising, really. But yeah, it was quite hard. But I did manage to get the records, so that was good. And that there, you can see that's the Tier 3 trophy for the champions. The champions would be awarded at the end of the season. So in the 1949-50 season, the Falkirk reserve team finished fourth, some 16 points adrift of the champions, Clyde Glasgow A. So again, that's Clyde's reserve team. Rangers' reserve team finished in second points, 2 points behind Clyde Glasgow A, and then St Mirren reserve team finished third. So yeah, there were, as you can see, all the teams that have got an A bar them. That is the reserve team of a team that in the Scottish Football League pyramid. And you will note by looking at this, there is a team that hasn't got an A, which is Stranraer. So that's the main team. So Stranraer were competing in the third tier of Scottish football that season. So yeah, let's move on. So the next team we're going to look at here is Kilmarnock A, so Kilmarnock's reserve team. And this is the position of Kilmarnock. As you can see, it's over there on the west coast of Scotland, just south of the Central Belt, I guess you could say. And their club history, and Warren's Team Talk, Scotland's most successful football club, they managed to accumulate 25 points. And again, they finished their position in the table was 76th equal. And the Kilmarnock reserve team, as I said, with Falkirk won, they competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 50s. And that their honours while they were competing in the third in Scottish Football League, they finished fourth place in the 1947-48 season. And this is the league table. So you can see how they did. They finished fourth, as I said, and they were 16 points behind the champions that season, East Stirlingshire, and they finished 9 points behind third place Forfar and 12 points behind second place East Hythe A. So, and as you can see, this season there were a lot more. There were a lot fewer reserve teams competing than there were the year when we looked at the league table that contained Falkirk just now. So there you go. There we have it. So the last team we're going to look at today is Celtic Glasgow A F.C. So it's the mighty Glasgow Celtics reserve team. And that there's a beautiful Parkhead Stadium, Celtic Park. And there you can see the location of the Celtic Football Club and where they play in Scotland, for those of you who don't know. So they're obviously based in Glasgow. Now their club history, in Warren's Team Talk, Scotland's most successful football club, Glasgow Celtic's reserve team managed to accumulate 25 points, which meant they finished 76th equal. And they competed in the third tier of Scottish football during the 1940s and 1950s. And they came fourth in the tier 3 of Scottish football in the northeast section in the 1951-52 season. This is the league table. And that season, Celtic finished in 4th, 3 points behind the Dundee reserve team, 1 point behind the Heart of Midlothian or Hearts team, and 1 point behind the Hibs reserve team or Hibernian Edinburgh reserve team, as they're known, and 3 points ahead of the Aberdeen reserve team. So there you go. So there you go, people. That's the first episode of Scotland's most successful football club. I hope you enjoyed that. Please put some comments in the comment section of the video, what you thought about the video, whether you found it interesting, whether there's other information that you'd like me to touch on in future episodes, or if you've got any stories about any of the clubs that we've looked at today. I'm particularly interested to find out more about Annan Athletic and Edinburgh City. I found looking at those two clubs quite interesting. Or any of the reserves teams. If you've got any relatives or you are someone who actually managed to get along to any of those games during those seasons that we talked about, I'd be really interested to hear about that as well. And what you think about the idea of having reserve teams playing in the pyramid of the Scottish Football League. And because I know it's something that happens in England at the moment in the Football League trophy. Teams from the Premiership, their reserves teams go and play, or their under-23 sides go and play in that tournament as well, which is quite interesting for me, I think. So yeah, I'll be delighted to hear any comments or insights that you might have about either Scottish football in general or any of the other issues that I've just mentioned. Now, as always, I want to give a big shout out to some of my colleagues in the Arsenal YouTube world who are good friends now. We've got the Old School Gunners YouTube channel. I did a collaboration with him yesterday on his channel where we talked about Arsenal, and I got quite animated, I have to say, about Arsenal. So if you're watching Old School, sorry about that, mate, but Arsenal Football Club is something I'm very passionate about, as you know. And then, yeah, so the Old School Gunner, he does really excellent Arsenal content. He puts out at least one video a day, which I find absolutely amazing. So yeah, fair play to him. He works really hard on his channel and he's doing everything he can to boost his channel. So please go and give him a subscribe and give him, show him some love and support. And when you go to him, make sure you tell him that I told him to go and see him as well. That'd be great. And he's a good Cork man. So yeah, he hails from the city of Cork in Ireland, and yeah, he's a good man. He's not as mad as Roy Keane, but there you go. And then there's the 3 Pointers TV YouTube channel. That channel is presented by 3 guys, and yeah, they're a good bunch of lads. I really like them, and they produce some excellent Arsenal related content. And yeah, they're great guys, and they really know Arsenal, and they're passionate Arsenal fans again. And yeah, please go and give them a subscribe and look at their channel, and make sure you put likes on their videos and all that sort of carry on. And then there's Arsenal Alex. Now, Arsenal Alex is a good lad. I really like it, the way he presents, and the videos he puts out. They're absolutely top draw, in my opinion. And he obviously, by the name, he puts out Arsenal content, and yeah, he's a good man. Really like his videos. Top quality stuff. And then last but not least, You had the one and the only, the Claude and the Bansta's channel, presented by two guys, one called Diesel, one called Terry. I love them both to bits, and invariably when they're on the channel together, it always ends in a massive tear up between Terry and Diesel, because you've got Terry, who absolutely loves Mikel Arteta. He thinks he's the greatest manager in the history of English football. And then you've got Diesel, who thinks the same as me, that he's absolutely clueless, and he's not, that he shouldn't be at Arsenal, and he should never have got the job in the first place. So as I say there on the screen, he's the #1 place on YouTube, as far as I'm concerned, for heated football debates, and its primary focus is on Arsenal, but they do cover other topics as well. So yeah, please make sure you go and give them a subscribe and put likes on their videos and that, because I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. It's absolutely top quality stuff. So yeah, there you go. There's some other YouTube channels that I particularly like. And yeah, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care now. Thank you. Take care. Bye. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, guys, for watching the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. And please, before you go, please make sure that you hit that thumbs up like button on the bottom right hand corner of the screen, and also you make sure you share the video with as many people as you possibly can, and also make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the little bell icon as well. You might be able to see that there, the little bell icon. Just make sure that you get notified every time that I upload a video by YouTube. But the only way that will work, of course, is if you make sure that you set up notifications on your device so that YouTube can get it through to you. So I hope that helps. And like I say, if you do that for me, it will really, really help me to grow the channel. So thanks ever so much.